Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over the absolute have-to-haves and the nice things to have to make your dove opener a success. Stick with it. All right, to get started, the absolute have-to-haves for dove season. You're going to need A, a hunting license. B, you got to take your hip survey. And then C, you got to have something to shoot. So you have to have a shotgun. It don't have to be the best shotgun, an expensive shotgun. It could be whatever shotgun you can get a hold of, but you're going to want a shotgun. And then you're going to need a shell. You can go anywhere from the cheapest shell. You can upgrade, play with different size loads. Me personally, I love this shotgun. This is not an expensive shotgun. This is under $300. I did go out and get a Carlson's Sporting Clays choke. I have one in modified in the gun right now. That's always what I start early season with. And size 8 shot in 1 ounce. Those are the have-to-haves. All right, now we're going to get into what's nice to have. After you've got your shotgun, your license, your shells, your hip survey filled out, what's nice to have next is something to sit on. You can start with a bucket or something simple like that. This is one of the cheapest sports that you can get into, or it can be expensive. It all depends on how you want to do it. But I have had many pieces of gear sitting around for other pursuits, and I decided to ditch the bucket last year, which made a world of difference for me, and I went to this chair. Now, essentially, this is just a dove chair. It's got a back on it. It folds up. It's got a little pouch there in the front. That's really nice to have. It's something to sit down because it's going to get hot, and you're going to get tired of standing there in the heat. Next on my list of nice to haves is going to be decoys. Spinning wing decoys are really nice to have. You don't have to have them if you get in the little flyway or in the zone where they're coming through the trees. If you can get on the X, you do not need decoys. But it is really nice to have these. Say you've got an assigned hunt or something of that nature, and you're going to sit in a certain area, and you're going to try to draw those doves in or get them to come closer as they're flying through. These are definitely going to be nice to have. Now, I have 2 different types here. This is the Lucky Dove decoy, and then I have a Mojo. This is a classic right here. I don't think I know a dove hunter out that doesn't have one of these, but these are 2 different size stakes. So this one sits higher than this one, kind of gives my decoy setup a little depth. Staying on the topic of decoys, another nice to have is setting these guys up on the ground. I literally just take these stakes, stick them on the ground out in front of these spinning wing decoys, and it looks like I got a little 6-pack of doves sitting there, 4 of them feeding on the ground, 2 of them about to land and join these guys. Like I said, it's not a have to have, but it is really nice to have to get those doves to come in shooting range. All right, another thing that is super nice to have is a little shell belt. You put this around your waist, you dump your shells in this pouch, and they're right there. Every time you need to reload, you don't even have to take your eyes off the sky. You can just drop down in this bag, grab a couple shells, and feed them in the shotgun tube. Super nice to have. Cheap, actually. I got a whole belt. This is just part of the belt. It comes with 2 of these bags, a game bag and the belt. It was like $15 from Academy. So it is a cheaper, nice to have item. It's on. All right. Another thing that's really nice to have is a moisture wickening t-shirt. Does not have to be camo. You're going to want a hat, and you're definitely going to want some hearing protection. You don't have to go super expensive for hearing protection. You don't have to have camo. You can wear a t-shirt similar to what I have on, and you can go to Walmart and pick up a hat similar to what I have on here and spend maybe $20. You don't have to have camo, but it is nice to have camo. I do prefer a t-shirt that is camo, and I wear a pair of pants that is moisture wickening to try to keep as cool as possible out there on those hot days. And your hearing protection, you can go and buy these little foam guys for, I think there's like 50 sets in a pack for like $5. That's something that is really nice to have. You don't need to have it. It should be on the need to have list because you're going to want to save your hearing. A lot of shooting going on out there. It's just really, it should be on the need to have part of the list. And last but not least, we're going to go into the last thing I have here. And maybe you're one of those guys that only goes out and dove hunts, or this is your first time dove hunting, and you're not going to go out and shoot after the first week or second week of the dove season. Maybe you're not going to get into that latter part of the year and go hunt doves in the end of September, beginning of October, or however long your season lasts where you're at. But if you are planning on getting out there, and you are planning on shooting some fields, and there's not going to be that much population on the field later in the season, as there usually isn't, then this is really nice to have. Like I said earlier in the video, I start my season off with this shotgun. I shoot this one the whole season. I start my season off with that modified Clays choke, and I use a 1 ounce of 8-shot and a 20 gauge. I love a 20 gauge for dove. It's just like, to me, it's the perfect gauge for dove. You get out there, you can shoot it all day. Recoil is not going to beat you up, and you can shoot a 1 ounce load, plenty of shot. But if you're going to shoot, like I said, I'm going to shoot this earlier in the season, week 1, week 2, maybe week 3. If they're still decoying well, I'll keep this tube in. I'll shoot the same shell. But now if they're going to start flaring, or I'm the only one in the field, and I'm looking at longer shots, I kind of like to treat this like, I'm not a waterfowl hunter, but I'm going to compare this to that. Kind of like a waterfowl type of deal. That was going to be my mid-range choke. And then this guy right here is going to be my long-range choke. I'm going to upgrade my choke to an improved modified, tighten that up a little bit, and then I'm going to move to a little bit larger pellet here. That's going to give me a little more energy. So I can take those longer shots if I'm hunting the field by myself, or I'm kicking birds up and they reach that 40, 50 yard mark. I can still have a chance of taking that bird home with me. So that is really nice to have if you plan on moving into that later part of the season. Now, I have seen some folks, they do shoot full chokes. I do not. I try to keep it at modified, improved modified. I may try a full choke at some point in the future, but as of right now, I've never really seen a use for it, and I've been dove hunting for a few years. So I hope you guys smack them on September 1st. Lord knows I'm going to be out there in the field. I actually got a lottery dove hunt in the state of Ohio to get out there and try to knock my limit of birds out. So I hope you guys smack them. And I also have some apparel coming soon. As soon as it gets dropped off in the mail, you guys will be first to see it. We have a limited run on some dove t-shirts coming, and we also have merch for the channel with the logo and everything else on it, man. God bless you guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.